What if I told you that most Americans who never become millionaires don't fail because they earn too little? They fail because they start too late? The risk is simple. Every year you wait, compound growth loses power, and catching up becomes harder. But the reward is huge. Even small investments started early can grow into something substantial. Life-changing wealth over time. In this video, you'll see why time, not income, is often the biggest difference between those who become millionaires and those who never do. Starting too late. The cost of waiting to invest. When most people think about becoming a millionaire, they focus on income. They assume the people who build wealth must earn six figures, own successful businesses, or get lucky with investments. But the data tells a different story. The biggest difference between many Americans who become millionaires and those who never do isn't often income, it's time. And more specifically, it's when they start investing. This is one of the most misunderstood ideas in personal finance. Many people spend their 20s and even their 30s believing they have plenty of time. They tell themselves, I'll start when I make more money. I'll start after I pay off a few bills. I'll start once life settles down. The problem is that life rarely settles down. There is always another expense, another goal, another reason to wait. And every year spent waiting quietly works against you. Here's what many Americans don't realize. Building wealth is not mainly about how much money you invest. It's about how long your money has to grow. A person who starts investing at age 25 often has a massive advantage over someone who starts at 40, even if the older person invests more money every month. Why? Because of compound growth. Compound growth means your money earns returns, and then those returns begin earning returns too. Over time, that process becomes incredibly powerful. Think of it like a snowball rolling downhill. At first, the growth looks small, almost boring. But as time passes, the snowball gets larger and larger. Eventually, growth starts happening much faster. The challenge is that most people don't see those early results, and because they don't see them, they underestimate their importance. This is where many Americans make a costly mistake. They focus on increasing income while ignoring investing. Now, increasing income is important, but income alone does not create wealth. Income creates opportunity. Investing turns that opportunity into wealth. There are thousands of Americans earning over $150,000 per year who have very little net worth. And there are also ordinary workers earning much less who quietly become millionaires because they started early and stayed consistent. The reality is simple. Time is the one wealth-building asset you can never buy back. You can earn more money, you can get another promotion, you can start a side business, but you cannot recover 10 or 15 years of missed compounding. That is why waiting is often far more expensive than people realize. And unfortunately, most people don't discover this until much later in life. By then, they aren't just trying to build wealth, they're trying to catch up. And catching up is always harder than getting started early. Key takeaway? Most Americans don't fail to become millionaires because they earn too little. They fail because they wait too long to let compounding work for them. Now, the good news, if you started late, that does not mean the millionaire path is closed, but it does mean you need a different strategy. The first thing to understand is this. You do not need to invest a huge amount of money to get started. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting until they feel financially ready. In reality, most successful investors started before they felt ready. They simply started with what they had. A young worker earning $50,000 per year who consistently invests every month will often outperform someone earning $120,000 who keeps delaying the decision. The habit matters more than the amount in the beginning. That's why your first goal should not be maximizing returns. Your first goal should be building consistency. In America today, there are more investing tools available than at any time in history. Most employer-sponsored 401k plans allow automatic payroll contributions. Many employers also offer matching contributions. This is essentially free money that many workers still leave on the table. If your employer offers a match, your first priority should be capturing the full match. Walking away from an employer match is like refusing part of your paycheck. After that, focus on increasing your savings rate gradually. Many financial experts recommend 15% of income. But if that feels impossible right now, start smaller. Start with 5%, then increase it by 1% every year. Small increases are easier to maintain than dramatic changes. Another strategy that works extremely well is something called $Save the Raise. Here's how it works. Every time your income increases, automatically send part of that raise toward investing. Let's say you receive a $6,000 annual raise. Instead of spending all of it, invest half. You improve your lifestyle while also increasing your future wealth. This approach helps prevent lifestyle inflation, one of the biggest wealth killers in America. Many households earn more every year, but never actually build wealth because spending rises just as fast. Millionaires often do the opposite. They allow income to rise faster than spending. That gap becomes investment capital, and investment capital becomes wealth. Another important step is automation. Most people fail when investing depends on motivation. Motivation changes, life gets busy, unexpected expenses happen. That's why automatic investing works. When money moves directly from your paycheck into retirement and investment accounts, the decision is already made. You don't have to think about it every month. You simply stay consistent, and consistency is where long-term wealth comes from. Finally, stop comparing your timeline to social media. Many online success stories focus on people becoming wealthy in their 20s. The reality is very different. The average American millionaire is far older. Most wealth is built slowly, not through shortcuts, not through speculation, not through overnight success, but through decades of disciplined investing. The goal isn't to get rich fast. The goal is to become financially secure and let time do most of the heavy lifting. Key takeaway: the solution is not waiting until you have more money. The solution is starting with what you have today, automating the process, and allowing consistency to work for decades. At this point, the question isn't whether compounding works. The data is clear. The real question is, what action are you going to take today? Because knowledge alone doesn't build wealth. Action does. Most Americans who eventually become millionaires don't make one life-changing financial decision. Instead, they make hundreds of small decisions that move them in the right direction. And the first step is surprisingly simple. Start now. Not next year, not after your next raise, not after the economy improves. Today. Even if it's only $25, $50, or $100, the amount matters far less than creating momentum. Many people spend years searching for the perfect investment. Meanwhile, they never actually invest. That is backwards. Time in the market is usually more important than timing the market. The sooner your money starts working, the sooner compounding begins. Next, take a hard look at your savings rate. Most people focus on what they earn. Wealthy people focus on what they keep. Ask yourself, if I got a raise tomorrow, how much of it would go toward investing? If the answer is 0, that's a warning sign. Every future raise should help improve both your lifestyle and your future wealth, not just your lifestyle. Another powerful step is removing financial leaks. You don't need to live an extreme lifestyle, but you do need to understand where your money is going. Many Americans lose thousands of dollars every year to habits they barely notice. Constant car upgrades, high-interest consumer debt, lifestyle inflation, subscription overload, impulse spending. Individually, these expenses seem small. Over decades, they can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost investment growth. Remember, every dollar has two jobs. It can either buy something today, or it can buy freedom tomorrow. The most successful wealth builders understand this trade-off. They don't eliminate enjoyment, they simply become intentional. And perhaps the most important lesson from this entire discussion is this: life will not always go according to plan. There may be layoffs, health problems, family responsibilities, economic downturns, unexpected setbacks. The people who eventually build wealth are not always the people who avoid every problem. Often, they are the people who recover and restart faster. When setbacks happen, don't assume the journey is over. Adjust, rebuild, keep moving forward. Because wealth building is rarely a straight line. It's a long-term process of making good decisions repeatedly over time. Final lesson. Most Americans never become millionaires because they underestimate the power of time and overestimate the importance of perfect conditions. The people who succeed financially are usually not the smartest investors. They're not the luckiest. They're not necessarily the highest earners. They simply start earlier, stay consistent longer, and refuse to quit when life gets difficult. Becoming a millionaire is usually not one extraordinary decision. It's hundreds of ordinary financial decisions repeated consistently for decades. And the best time to start making those decisions is today. Your support motivates us, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.